The scorching midday sun hung over the sacred cemetery of Jannat Al-Baqi in Medina. Thousands of graves lay in silence, surrounded by pilgrims whispering heartfelt prayers. The usual tranquility filled the air with reverence until something strange shattered the quiet. It began with a silence. Not a peaceful one, but sudden and unnatural, as if time itself had stopped. The birds, often fluttering among the stones, vanished. The breeze, softly blowing through the latticed walls, ceased. It seemed the very creation was holding its breath. Near one of the oldest unmarked graves, a faint tremor shifted the earth. At first, no one noticed. But in an instant, the trembling grew stronger, and a pilgrim kneeling in prayer felt the vibration through his palms. He opened his eyes, bewildered, and stepped back. In the dry earth, right at the center of the grave, a crack appeared, stirring up dust. Everyone turned, murmuring, pulling out their phones. Something beneath the ground was moving, and then it happened. The earth split open, and two small hands, human-like, emerged from the dirt. The crowd gasped. Then a child's head appeared, covered in dust, with wide-open eyes and a blank face, like a statue's. For a moment, people thought a child had been buried alive and somehow revived. But that thought didn't last long. As the rest of the body emerged, shock turned to horror. The upper half of the creature resembled a young boy. Bare skin, thin ribs, trembling shoulders. But from the waist down, it transformed into something monstrous. A massive serpent's tail, covered in dark green and brown scales, writhing with inhuman strength. The creature hissed softly, its tongue darting swiftly, scanning the people frozen in place. Its eyes were neither fully human nor fully animal. They were ancient. Chaos erupted. People screamed and scattered. Some stumbled over tombstones, others fainted. But a few stood motionless, paralyzed by fear, unsure if what they saw was reality or a collective nightmare. Within minutes, police and military surrounded the scene. Videos were already online. Live streams spread at breakneck speed. Across the Muslim world, television interrupted regular broadcasts to report breaking news from Medina. By evening, the unthinkable occurred. A military helicopter landed near the Masjid an-Nabawi mosque. Armed convoys moved toward Jannat Al-Baqi. From the lead vehicle stepped none other than Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, surrounded by guards and advisors. He moved quickly, visibly shaken but trying to maintain composure, cautiously approaching the creature. The serpent child lay still on the grave, its tail coiled, hands resting on a stone. As the crown prince drew close enough to be heard, the creature rose, a sorrowful expression crossing its childlike face. Then it spoke. Its voice echoed, deep and hollow, as if many voices spoke through it. You build golden palaces while the forgotten rot beneath your feet. You pass laws and pronounce judgments, but forsake the justice buried with the righteous. You fear no one, no voice, until the grave itself speaks. Return, or you will be turned to dust. The prince froze. His lips moved, but no sound came. He stumbled, turned, and ran. Guards tried to restrain him, but he waved them off. His face was pale. Witnesses say he was trembling as he climbed into his SUV. The convoy sped away immediately. A deafening silence followed. The video of the event was uploaded, deleted, re-uploaded, and shared on encrypted platforms. Within 12 hours, it had been viewed over 50 million times. Clerics worldwide issued statements. Some dismissed it as sorcery. Others declared it a divine sign. Later that night, an elderly scholar stood before a gathering of the faithful by the grave. He wept, recalling the story of the Thamud, a mighty and arrogant people mentioned in the Quran. They carved homes in mountains, lived in luxury, and mocked Allah's messengers. The scholar said that when the Prophet Salih warned them, they demanded a sign. Allah gave them a miraculous she-camel. But what did they do? They hamstrung it, killing the very sign they had asked for. And then came the punishment. The sky roared with thunder. A single cry from the heavens obliterated an entire civilization. Their bodies froze in shock. Some say their souls turned into creatures half human, half beast. Their land turned to dust. Their story became a warning. The scholar looked at the disturbed grave and said, "When injustice festers in silence, Allah sends a sign from the earth. When arrogance reaches the heavens, the earth trembles beneath it." That night the creature vanished. Some claimed they saw it dissolve into dust. Others said it faded into a beam of white light, but the grave remained open, untouched. Authorities sealed off the area. The site was declared a restricted zone, but no decree could erase the memory now etched in the hearts of millions. People worldwide began repenting in mosques, homes, and even on internet forums. People wept, seeking forgiveness. A viral movement called "Return to Justice" emerged. Donations to orphanages and poor communities surged. Quranic study circles saw record attendance. Even some ministers publicly called for reforms. Somewhere in a quiet corner of Medina, under the stars, lay a half-open grave. Its dust, once disturbed by something not of this world, something that reminded humanity that Allah does not sleep, and when the forgotten cry out from beneath the earth, He hears. The Jannat Al-Baqi incident was not just a strange event. It was a divine echo, a whisper from beneath the ground that became a roar in the skies. A creature, half child, half serpent, rising from a grave on the holiest soil, speaking words that shook kings and awakened hearts, could not be a coincidence. It was a sign. But the question remains, a sign for whom? Not just for the Saudi king, not just for the authorities, but for all of us. Its message was simple but terrifying. When justice is buried, the earth will rise to remind you. In an age where truth is silenced, where the poor are forgotten, where power builds walls and palaces but forgets the graves it stands upon, this event reminded the world that Allah does not sleep. He sees the oppressed, hears the silenced, and even the dust of graves remembers the pain history tried to erase. Like the Thamud, who ignored the sign of the she-camel and paid the ultimate price, we too stand at a crossroads. We can choose arrogance or humility. We can forget, or we can return. This was more than a miracle. It was a warning, and the wise will not wait for the next. O Allah, most merciful and just, all-knowing, we turn to you with humble hearts, shaken by the signs you send and the warnings you reveal. You are the light of the heavens and the earth. Nothing is hidden from you, neither the whisper of a soul nor the cry of the oppressed buried beneath the dust. O Allah, forgive us for the sins we committed in secret and in public. Forgive us for failing to uphold justice, for silencing the truth, and for the arrogance we allowed to grow in our hearts. Allah, purify our souls, our lands, and our leaders. Replace injustice with justice, corruption with sincerity, and oppression with compassion. Grant us rulers who fear you more than they fear the world, and make us among those who speak for the voiceless, defend the weak, and live in truth. O Allah, awaken our hearts before the graves awaken. Do not let us be among those who see a sign and still turn away. Make us people of taqwa, God-fearing, people of perfection, and people of repentance. O Allah, protect us from trials, both seen and unseen. Protect our homes, our children, our faith. Protect us from the punishment of the grave and the torments of the fire. Let our final breath be with the kalima, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. O Allah, grant us light in our graves, light on the day of judgment, and light to cross the Sirat bridge safely. Unite us with the righteous, the martyrs, and your beloved Prophet Muhammad.